Hello. So I'm still using this webcam from my Comedy app. Today we're working on night 3, so that's third installment. And I'm going to still go by boxcarrichard. I try to influence Dolly Parton in my comedy as much as I can. I started learning songwriting. She was a big part of my influence as well. And I'm going to be talking about the first time I got arrested and the mountain log cabin, the home, the mountain log cabin home. So those are the two. The first time you got arrested, do you remember when that was, what you were doing? Was it when you were in high school? Sometimes you can become a bad person in high school, do some things that you should be doing, and you have your first arrest during your high school years. Some people go through that and they only have one problem. Some people have more. But do you remember your first experience back when you got first, when you think you were going to go to jail for something, whether it be stealing a shirt or stealing a jacket or something like that? Nothing major. It's not like you're doing a break-in. It's not like you're robbing jewelry stores, which I'm hearing a lot on the news now. But it's something a little major underneath that. The police are here, sirens and all that. You're thinking you're going to go to jail for stealing something like a jacket or running shoes. Maybe you didn't have much money on you and you get something, and you ended up taking something that you shouldn't, or the group of people you're hanging out with, you do like a dare and you have to take something in order to be a part of that group, and stuff like that. That's how things were in high school. Sometimes you could get into some kind of trouble. You're in high school and you end up stealing something, and you have those cops coming around you, and you did something you shouldn't have, and well, I'm thinking I'm going to go to jail for stealing shoes, something really bad. You get that feeling you can get locked up for something. For something very minor, not like you're beating people up and you're a bully. You don't get arrested for that, but people that stole something like a jacket because they need something warm, or shoes, they need shoes to wear, and you didn't have money in your pockets at that time, you don't have work, or you had a little work and you can't afford something like shoes, and you have to resort to stealing something. Do you remember when that was? Was it way back in high school? Sometimes if you become something like that could happen back in high school, or something could happen after high school. But yeah, after high school, mostly you find work, you settle down, and you carry on into your normal day activities. But sometimes something happens, and you have to resort to taking something. Maybe not all the time. Maybe some people got arrested more than once in the audience. If you got arrested more than once, you can raise your hand. There's a few there and had that experience more than once. They've been locked up a few times. You get that experience. Sometimes the cop forces you, and you have to lock your hands up and go to jail a few times. Learn things that way, and they're really resourceful when it comes to prison lifestyle. But you get that experience of a bad boy, and you end up going to jail maybe more than once, and you never learn. Sometimes people never learn. But sometimes you have your first experience and you learn from that, and you move on. And that's how things are. You just move on from your experiences. And the second thing I want to talk about is the mountain cabin becoming a home. If you're trying to get away from the city lifestyle, living in the city, and you want to have your own space, your own kind of freedom, and sometimes the mountain life is a good choice. How Dolly Parton was brought up, she was brought up in the mountains, and you want to experience that feel, but it'll depend on the situation. Sometimes it could be a part of a family, bringing up in the mountains, but a lot of the times it's very lonely, and you're brought up just to yourself. You go to the mountains on your own, and it's very lonely life if you're by yourself. If you're with family living in the mountains, it's a little bit different because you have people around you. Like Dolly, she had people around her when she was brought up in the mountains, in the mountain cabin home. It's like there's no basement, so you don't have that luxury like in the city, where you have a basement when things are very hot, steamy weather. Mountains, it's always hot, steamy, sticky weather, and you don't have that special spot where you go to cool down when you're living in the mountains. Sometimes you just have one floor. You have to deal with the situation. And in the city, there are certain areas you could cool down if it gets very hot, but you don't have that luxury of having the wild around you, but you don't have the luxury of going to a store and getting pizza or something like that. In the mountains, it's very hard life in the mountains, brought up, especially if you're brought up in the mountains. But if you're at a certain age and you want to go experience the mountains, it's a little bit different scenario. But if you're going on your own, you're going to have a very lonely life, and you have to rely on yourself in the mountains a lot to get through. And for some people, it's about that loneliness, and they want to gravitate towards the mountains, and sometimes the city life. They get fed up with it. Hustle, bustle of people, and you want to get away. And mountains, it's nice and quiet, and it's an easy way to get through life. But it's very hard in terms of having food brought to you, having people around. There's no people around. Trees, and that's it. Animals. And if you run out of food, the animals come at you, and you're their food. And the life in the mountains is very hard. If you think of living in the mountains, people talk about the poor life. It's a poor life, but it's a lonely life, especially if you're not brought up with a family that is already living in the mountains. You're brought up on your own, and then it's a very struggle situation. Something you need to get away and have that privacy of yourself, and the mountains is a good spot to quiet down and just settle down and go through your day. If you're kind of stressed out about the city life, the mountains is a good choice to break down and just enjoy a peaceful evening in the mountains. You have the birds, you have the music, you can bring music, your own music if you have that kind of luxury. It's a very different situation from the city and the mountain life, but I always try to gravitate towards the mountain life if we can in my own scenario, and maybe for you, mountain life is also a place where you can come for just be quiet and peaceful. And those are the two I want to talk about. The first time you got arrested in mountain life, making a cabin, mountain cabin, a home in the mountains. And this is my third installment, boxcarrichard, for my comedy hour. Thanks for watching. I'm keeping the hat for my song practice, and also trying to influence Dolly Parton in my songs. I did when I was doing learning songs, and now I'm learning comedy. I always try to influence her and her life into my inspiration. So big thank you to Dolly Parton for tonight. Thanks.